everyone, I'm Carolyn. Welcome back to another episode of As I See It. So we'll start with a pop quiz, okay? What do Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk, Mark Zuckerberg, Larry Page, and Sergey Brin have in common? Actually, they've got a couple things in common. Can you guess what they are? So, besides being 5 of the 8 richest people in the U.S., 5 of the richest people in the U.S., with the poorest on that list being Sergey Brin at $89 billion net worth. So besides being the 5 of the 8 richest people in the country, they also own majority shares or outright 4 of the biggest social media platforms that disseminate news and information in the country. 5 of the 8 richest people in our country own 4 of the biggest platforms for disseminating information in our country. Let that sink in. Jeff Bezos of Amazon, if you've read the news, union busting like crazy, bought the Washington Post recently. Of course, Zuckerberg owns Facebook, and we know all the crap that's been going on with Facebook since the 2016 election. And Larry Page and Sergey Brin own Google. And Google has been under their own scrutiny as far as giving us only what aligns with what we search for, right? So really kind of further dividing us and further keeping us in vacuums and tunnels. And even if that vacuum and tunnel is a tunnel of disinformation. So Google is also very much a player in this field of information and news. So Elon Musk, Tesla Motors and SpaceX, right? Multi-billionaire worth $151 billion. Recently purchased 10% of Twitter. And you might think 10%, like I did at first, 10%, okay, it's not the end of the world, it's 10%, okay, this could be bad, but upon further research, 10% is a majority stake. No other single person owns more than 10% of Twitter. He is now the largest single stakeholder of Twitter. Yeah, it gets worse. He's also now a member of the board of directors, which is responsible for oversight of usually the top level management of a company and also future plans and future strategy of a company. Single largest shareholder and a member of the board. Twitter spokesperson Adrian Zamora said that their policy decisions are not determined by the board or shareholders. Okay. Trying to downplay this new development in Twitter. So why does this matter? Well, because for one thing, we know Twitter really made bigger news than normal last couple of years when they banned the former president because he continued to share dangerous disinformation about the pandemic, right? Putting people's lives at risk. Really, I think is what it came down to. He was putting people's lives at risk by sharing conspiracy theories and lies about health issues, about public health issues. And so they made a conscious decision to be good citizens of a free and fair democratic country and say, yeah, you know what? In good conscience, we as a private company can't allow this, right? And I've done videos before about the First Amendment and free speech. I'll put links in the video description so you can check those out. And then Elon Musk in 2018 had his fair share of issues on Twitter. For one thing, he tweeted that some diver who was trying to save children who were stuck in a cave in Thailand, he called him a pedophile. Later, he apologized for it, but then in an interview with a BuzzFeed reporter, he doubled down on it. He ended up getting sued for that. How do you sue the second? How do you sue the second richest person in the country? Right? I mean, you'd have to be Jeff Bezos to even stand a chance at winning against a lawsuit against the second richest person in the country, right? You can't match those resources. You can't match the level of attorneys. You can't match the money that it takes to keep things going in appeals and things like that. Anyway, he got sued. Musk won. I don't know the details of that. But in 2018, he got sued again by the SEC for a tweet in which he said that he secured funding to take Tesla private if the stock hit $420 a share. So the SEC's claim said that Musk knew the potential transaction wasn't certain, it wasn't a done deal, and that it was still subject to many contingencies. Musk had not discussed specific deal terms, including price, with any potential financial partners, and the SEC said his statements about the possible transaction lacked an adequate basis in fact. So this, Twitter didn't do anything about that, but he is known for tweeting misinformation. He is known for tweeting inflammatory, maybe slanderous things. He is known for tweeting untruths in order to further his own financial and business goals. He has also been pretty vocal about companies banning people and, in his words, squashing free speech. In a tweet in January of 2021, after the former president was banned, Elon Musk tweeted, "A lot of people are going to be super unhappy with West Coast high tech as a de facto arbiter of free speech." He also concurred with another tweet that read, "Tech companies must make the distinction between banning hate speech and banning speech it hates." Elon Musk responded to that. This is an important distinction. Here we have a multi-billionaire oligarch of the United States taking control over another vehicle for news and information, who has a track record of using this platform for his own personal, selfish, financial, and business goals. So what could possibly go wrong? I talk often about how in a free market economy, it's almost impossible to have a true democratic society because you're going to have the richest people in the country controlling the messages that we get. I've said that for years, and we're seeing it happen more and more and more. When the richest people in our country, the oligarchs, we don't use that word in this country, but it's no different than the oligarchs in Russia. An oligarch is simply a really, really super rich business person who wields a lot of political influence, right? We've got oligarchs. Wake up, America. We've got oligarchs. Wake up, America. We may not be that different. I mean, we're a hair away from being just like Russia. We're a really wrong, bad election away from being a Russia. What are we going to do about these oligarchs in our country seizing control over our lives in every imaginable way possible? We have to be disciplined. We have to be smart consumers. We have to vote with our dollar. And as hard as it might be, if we start seeing changes in Twitter that we don't like, we're going to have to just quit. We got to vote with our dollar. That's all we have. I don't know what control our government can exercise over an American citizen taking control of a private company. I mean, I don't know if I want that much influence in our government? I don't know. I don't know what the answer is, except that as Americans, I think maybe we have come to rely on our government too much on both sides, right? I think even the side that thinks they want small government, they want somebody else to do the work for them instead of having to inconvenience themselves and do the hard part of being smarter about how they spend their money, where they spend their money, being more informed and educated about everything that touches our lives. That's where we are. We're beyond the slippery slope. We're glissading down the freaking mountain at this point. And we all need to be aware of these things. And we all need to start asking ourselves some tough questions. How important is Twitter to us? How important is Amazon to us? These are the questions we need to start asking ourselves. Something to think about. This is how I see it. Let me know your thoughts below, and I'll see you next time.